Okie dokie, artichokey. What is going on, Movie Dojo Army? What is cracking? My brother from another mother from the East Coast, son. That's right. Eric, the Asian movie enthusiast, hanging out with the samurai on a Monday. That's right. We love to hang out and love talking movies. That's what this channel is all about. And welcome to the first episode of Is It Really That Good? We finally have a contender. I know everybody was like, well, it's going to be Avatar, right? That's going to be the first one, right? We do have the Avatar Blu-ray sent to us from another brother, Rob, from ETN. But Lady Fablet's work schedule has been insane in the membrane. Insane in the brain. It's been kind of hard to get away to do it. But we will do it. We will do it. We will have a future Is It Really That Good episode. And Eric, you're welcome to join us on that one as well. Because, you know, the more the merrier. It's going to be fun. for Avatar. Mm-hmm. Who is in the house? Who is here? We got BPC Ghost. He's a fan of the film. Cool. We got Flick Snacks and Nicks and Knacks. Heather Love. Jake Hall. That's right. Who else we got here? Lady Danish in the house. Gilbert Burger. Edwin Francisco in the house. Nate Dogg. Oh, shit. Everybody here. Let's go ahead and get into it today. Gundala. Yes. Indonesian superhero flick kicking off the BCU. That's right. They're kicking off their own universe. And I love the fact that, oh shit, Gilbert, oh, new member. Thanks a lot, my friend. Becoming a new member of the channel. You have just become a certified badass now, my friend. That's right. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate the support. But yeah, so I think it's awesome and amazing to have, you know, other types of heroes and legends and myths and awesome stories and superheroes and titans and all this, you know, all these really cool stories and about heroes and all this. And every country around the world has their own different version of their own stuff about, you know, their own version of it. And I think that's awesome, man. I think that's amazing. It's fascinating. I actually want to know more. I know, you know, Japan's got some, and, you know, they're all over the world. And I think every country having their own legends and lore. I think it's fucking badass. But does it make for a good movie? Sometimes not so much here in America. You know what I mean? So we're here to talk about it. Is it really that good? Now, I know you're surprised. Some people were surprised I picked this one. And that's because of the rating for this one is extremely high on Rotten Tomatoes. So we're like, you know what? Now, all right, let's go ahead and get into it here. Now, let's just get this off the bat here, okay? It's okay if you guys love the movie. It's okay if you love it. It's okay if you thought it was entertaining and you thought it was harmless. It's okay, okay? It's all right. At the end of the day, as long as that you guys are entertained, that's all that matters, right, Eric?
Yeah.
But we have to be honest here on the channel, and we're going to get into it here. Now, were we expecting multi-billion-dollar MCU, DCEU budget here? No. Well, you know, and plus us going into this movie, you know, I'm not familiar with the character or the lore. Are you?
No.
No, right? So we're coming in blind. Now, maybe if we read the comic books, maybe if we were familiar with the lore or grew up with the lore, we'd probably be going crazy over this film. You never know, right? You never know. But we have to, we're casuals is what we're trying to say. We're coming into it. But believe it or not, there was a film that came out in 1981. Look at that bad boy. That's some sexiness right there. Look at that. So 1981, and I saw screenshot. I think you can watch this movie on YouTube. I don't know if it has subtitles though. But it came out in 1981. I think the actual comic book came out in like late 60s. It came out in the late 60s. But I saw screenshots, and look at this. This looks like fun.
Nice.
He said, "What you gonna do with that gun, son? I'm gonna chop that gun in half now." Yeah, but it looks like fun. You know, it looks like fun. I mean, the key here is not if the budget was big or small. The key here is at the end of the day, were we entertained? That's the key, right? We're not comparing this to Iron Man. We're not comparing this to Infinity War. We're not comparing this to The Dark Knight. We're looking at this movie on its own as a superhero flick on its own. did it entertain us, right? That's what we're here to talk about. And like I said, if we knew about the comics and the lore, we'd probably be fanboying all over this thing, right? So, like I said, anyone who's enjoying this and going crazy, I am very happy for you that you got your live action, maybe a more newer coat of paint on an old school character here. And I'm sure everybody's that are fans of the comic books are loving it. But let's go ahead and get into it. So I'm going to let Eric kind of give us a brief plot synopsis. Go ahead.
Sure. So the film is set in a Javanese city. There's a lot of corruption and income inequality, like a lot of places around the world. And our main character's name is Sankaka, if I pronounce that correctly. He's like a young tinkerer. He's good with electronics and stuff. And his father is a worker at a factory. You know, they're kind of on like the low end of society, obviously, in terms of finances. And the workers are getting taken advantage of by the company. So his father goes out with a bunch of workers, and they're trying to put some pressure on these businessmen to give them a fair wage. And as it turns out, his father is assassinated during this protest. So our main character, who's just a little kid right now, and his mother are on hard times. So his mother goes out of town to earn some money, and something happens that she doesn't come back. So this kid's on his own at the beginning of this movie. And so that's the beginning, like 15 minutes. And then he's basically just, working the streets, just trying to survive. And the first person he meets is this teenage kid who, kind of takes him under his wing for a little bit and teaches him some martial arts, so at least he can defend himself. And then the movie kind of moves on from there.
Copy that. And I enjoyed the little training montages and stuff like that. I enjoyed that. Another thing that I enjoyed about this movie was, at least, I don't know, something towards the third act, towards the end, it seemed like the tone changed a little bit for me. It's like the movie started off dark and violent. And I was like, yeah, this is something different. I like this in terms of your usual superhero flick, right? And I did enjoy that. And then later, it just, I don't know. Maybe you can help me explain what happened later, because I'm just kind of like, okay. So anyway, the kid, this other kid that was training him, I thought maybe we would see him again.
Yeah.
Because we kind of spend a little time with him, and I thought maybe we'd see him, grown up later. They'd run into each other, but so up to this point, I'm actually fine with the movie. I'm actually okay with everything. The whole beginning gave me a little bit of a Big Boss vibe with the factory issues and the corrupt boss, and just two people go to visit the boss and then they disappear. It kind of reminded me of that a little bit. Excuse me. But one of my issues with this film, I know you're probably like, what? One of my issues with this movie is, I guess lightning shooting out of the place is normal. I guess it's normal, right? A bird flies by, lightning. I guess, lightning that shoots out of a human being, I guess it's normal. I guess, right? The kid finds his dad, he freaks out, and all of a sudden lightning shoots out. The whole crowd around him's fine. They're not running away in fear at all, right? And then they the kid flies back because of the lightning and hits the tree, and he knocks himself out. And the two other dudes just run over there and try to touch the kid, and then they get shocked back 10, 30 feet, and nobody else is like freaking out. I thought the very next scene after that, I thought like there was going to be like a mob coming to the mom's house, banging on the door going, your son's a fucking freak, man. He needs to get out. Right? Something? Right? Like, no. And even later, when he gets his powers, and he first starts to use the powers on the bad guys here, on the thuggums, right? He uses the powers on the thugs. All the other thugs are like, oh, well, that's normal. Right?
Yeah, that's true. I don't think anyone was actually surprised, really.
No, fuck this dude. So what if he just pulled a Thor or Raiden, and shocked all our homies over here? No, fuck it. Let's try to kick this guy's ass. Like, that was bothering me. That happened like throughout the whole movie, dude. I'm like, I guess lightning is normal. Shooting out of people's bodies. So yeah.
Wait, you don't do this? I do it all the time.
Yeah, okay. Oh, I'm behind the times, I guess. I'm behind the times. We have a comment here. Lukito says, as an Indonesian, he thought the movie was just okay. All right, so we're not alone here. And he also says, story wise, it needs more development, and I'm sure Eric will dive into that. Oh, here we go. There's too many cringe scene and dialogue. So Eric, I'll let you take over here in terms of plot. So now we got our man grown up now before he gets his powers. I know I kind of jumped forward, but I had to get that out.
Yeah, I felt like the childhood segment we'd do first. So he's boom, we shoot forward in time, at least a decade or something, and he's grown up, and he's working, and at this point, he's still seeing this injustice around him in society and people. And ever since he was a kid, ever since he got wronged, he's like, you know what? Everybody else's problems are just their problem, man. It's not my problem. Right. So, if somebody's in trouble, you just like, it's not my problem. So he meets, he's got a boss that he's working with, and his boss basically puts him in his place a little bit one night, and he's like, hey, listen, there was a thief that ran into their factory or something, or their workshop, and there's a mob chasing him, and our lead character didn't want to help out, and the boss is like, listen, man, you can't just ignore people all the time. You got to help people out once in a while.
I like the boss character. I like the old man. I
like that dude.
I'm sorry. Can we rewind? Who the fuck were the two parents that tried to, or the two adults that tried to randomly pick up the child and say, hey, we'll adopt you instantly?
Yeah. So if we revert back to childhood, the kid's running from some other kids' thugs that he tangled with later. And this car, like a sweet car, comes up with two rich people, and they're like, come on, get in. It's like, all right, they're trying to help this kid who's getting chased, whatever.
Yeah.
And then, instead of just like treating him to a meal or something, the lady turns around and is like, why don't we adopt you? After like knowing this kid for like 30 seconds. And the kid, so obviously, I mean, at that point, what I was going through my head, these people are child traffickers. The first thing that came to my mind.
I was glad the kid got out, actually, but it just came out of nowhere.
But apparently, in the comment section of my channel, this is part of the comic book, apparently. It's like an alternate universe where he was adopted by rich parents. But they don't really set that up in the actual film. Okay.
So then it doesn't mean anything.
It was like an Easter egg for fans of the comic. But,
all right.
It does come from out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So
right. He's grown up now. The old man's jumping on his ass.
Right. And then he goes home one day, and his next door neighbor, a nice lady and a little kid, are getting harassed by some thugs. So he's like, all right. And the 180 is pretty quick, where he just decides to help her, even though he hasn't helped anyone his whole life. But he's like, all right, I'm going to help this lady. He beats these dudes up. Well, yeah. that's probably why.
If everybody else that was getting mugged were hot, then maybe he would have intervened. But
that's true. It's good logic. So he beats these dudes up, and he saves her. So that's good. Yeah. The problem, though, is that eventually, the bad guys get word, and it's basically like an escalating series of events involving this lead villain who's like this disfigured guy who, as a kid, like got basically killed a bunch of people, rightly or wrongly. They kind of deserved it in some cases, kind of not in others. And he's risen the ranks in the underworld. Right. And he's the one who's kind of funding some of these organizations and stuff. So, and it's hard to talk about this movie succinctly because there's so many subplots.
Yeah, and for a second there, I was like, his second hand, like it was weird because the main villain he get introduced, and of course, he had to take out, and there was that young up and coming politician guy. Mm-hmm. He was like, I know what you are. I'm like, what are you doing? If you know who he is, what do you shut the fuck up, man?
Yeah, that's a problem with people in this movie. Like even the father. You gotta play it on the sly and get an advantage because just walking up to these powerful people and like talking in their face, you're gonna get taken out.
Yeah, and they're even saying, he's like the mafia here. Like, He's like the mafia. Like, what are you doing? Oh boy. Give me a second. I'm looking for something. But yeah, keep going. Keep going.
Yeah, so this main criminal has like this organization,
Yeah.
and his main goal in the whole film, and this is spoilers here, right, is that his main goal is to do an act of deception.
Right.
So he wants to instill like I don't know what you call it, chaos, public chaos or something. So he does a rope-a-dope, right? Is that what they call a rope-a-dope?
Yeah.
And he poisons allegedly the rice supply. Okay, now the rice supply, everybody eats this rice supply, and eventually pregnant women start getting sick.
Yeah.
So the pregnant ladies start getting sick everywhere, and they're like, "What's the heck's going on?" And then eventually they figure out that the rice was contaminated at these facilities, and someone comes to the conclusion, and I'm not sure how, that when these women give birth, their kids will have no morality.
Yeah, and I don't care if that was in the comic books or not. That's where the movie fucking lost me, man. I'm sorry, man. I gotta be honest. I'm like, okay, he's the badass with the heart of gold. He sees the hot chick. He's like, all right, let me help out. And then he starts helping out. Then he gets involved with, fighting the thugs several times, and that's where his powers come out. But when it's revealed later, yeah, sure, Batman Returns, the Penguins have missiles on them, and it's stupid. Yeah, I can admit that. But I just couldn't do it, man. I was like, wait a minute, hold on a second. I was like, wait a minute. He poisons pregnant women so that, because it only affects pregnant women.
Mm-hmm.
He poisons pregnant women so that their children will have bad morals.
Mm-hmm.
And this is not a comedy.
Mm.
This is not a dark comedy. And no one's talking about this. Everyone's okay with this. Everyone's perfectly fine with this in this movie. And I'm like, well, nah, I can't take your movie seriously now. I was like, I can't. I was trying to take it seriously the whole time. This dark, violent beginning. His parents are probably both dead. And no, we're gonna poison the preggers, so their kids will have bad morals. And that's where the movie lost me. I'm sorry. I have to be honest here. Ranjit's in the comment section now. Oh, that's it. Me and Ranjit aren't friends anymore. Ranjit has just blocked me from the channel.
But if you think about it,
Ranjit, I love you, man, but I got issues with this movie, so I got to be honest, my friends. So
his ultimate plan was to get this fake antidote into the pregnant women, which would really screw them up. Right? That was the whole point of poisoning the rice, is to get this serum into them, this antidote into them. Right. That was his ultimate goal. So I'm trying to wonder, couldn't he have just, I don't know, maybe he couldn't have poisoned the rice just to have the same effect initially? I don't know. They didn't really go into detail on that.
But
instead of a two-step approach.
Yeah, but this guy disappears from the movie for like 30 minutes to the point where this dude, you're seeing this guy more on the left.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy, the way he's, doing his dealings on the side with the other henchman guy, I was like, who the fuck is the real villain of this movie? Because he's acting like he's king shit. He's acting like he's the main villain. He's like giving orders to the henchman guy. And I'm like, wait a minute. And of course, well, look what happens at the end of the movie. He resurrects another evil villain that segues to the sequel, right? And I'm like, dude. And then finally this guy comes back. I'm like, oh, okay, so he is the main villain now. All right. But yeah, the movie was jumping all over the place, man. But there were funny moments like this. I did enjoy this. Because they were trying to figure out, they're like, hey, you couldn't get hurt earlier. Now you can get hurt. What's going on? So there was definitely some fun comedy here. And again, budget has nothing to do with it. I was perfectly fine with the visuals in this movie.
Yeah.
Perfectly fine with the visuals. I thought the movie looked great.
Yeah.
Cinematography-wise. I thought the cinematography looked great. I thought the special effects were good. Only two parts of the movie kind of made me chuckle a little bit when that young legislator's family was hanging off the building with the really bad green screen in the background. That kind of stood up.
what was his plan? Because it's like it's. I understand he was kind of hallucinating or whatever, but he
I
was,
think I know
he
what
was
you're
like
talking
tied
about.
up. Okay, your family's hanging off the building, and he's tied up, and his plan was to jump off of the ledge, like jump out. Like I don't know what he was. I don't know.
I just not thought about that when you brought it up, because he just leaped to try
Yeah.
to save his family with his hands tied behind his back. But I don't know what that was going to do. But yeah, that was pretty funny. Another part that looked a little wonky in terms of special effects was when they beat up Gundala before he was got resurrected by the lightning, and the way they threw his body off the building looked kind of funny. It looked like wee. It looked a little funny, but other than that, special effects were fine.
Yeah.
Special effects were good. I like the lead actor
Yeah.
that played Gundala. I like him, and I did appreciate the comedic moments. But I'm gonna be honest, man, and I'm gonna get a lot of flack. Anyway, poisoning the preggers so that they'll have evil children pretty much kind of checked me out of the movie. So I'm kind of like, okay, like if this is exploitation, if this is comedy, if this is supposed to be like this B movie, I can accept things and laugh at it. Like, oh my God, really? That's his plan, right? But, you're supposed to take this movie seriously because the whole movie's serious, So it's kind of like, I was just kind of like, really? That's the main villain's plot? So anyway, I was kind of checked out by then in terms of plot-wise. I kind of didn't really give a shit anymore on what was going to happen the rest of the movie. So I'm like, okay, movie, give me some action. Give me some badassity, right? On the poster, it's saying X-Men meets the Raid. Okay? That's what's on your poster. And, dude, I'm going to be honest, man. Now, and I'm sure in real life, all these stuntmen are fucking badasses. All these martial artists are badasses. I didn't like the camera work in this movie, dude. I did not like the camera work. I didn't like it at all. And it really bugged me. Some of it was okay. Some of it was fine. When it got to this fighting sequence where he does his lightning and nobody else gives a shit, it was all right. It was all right. But I didn't like it, especially when you got to this fight at the end, which is your finale. And when this big dude comes out and starts swinging, the camera work is terrible, man. It's terrible. It's this shit. Stop fucking it up. It's almost like the he's freaking out while he's filming the movie. He's like, I might fall this way. Oh, what are you doing? Just leave it there. Show these badasses be badasses. But it was bothering me, man. Now, obviously, I've seen worse. And the good news is there wasn't a lot of quick cut editing. That's a plus.
Right.
That's a huge plus. But the camera work was bothering me, dude. It really was, and it shouldn't. Now, I don't know if that's because this is the director's first martial arts action movie. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, because this guy's known to be mostly horror, right?
Yeah, I really like this director actually.
Right.
I've been a fan of his since he came out with The Forbidden Door, which is I think one of the best horror films of the last 20 years. But even his recent stuff is good. He did do one genre bender.
Okay.
Called Dead Time Kala that used to be on YouTube that I watched.
Okay.
I remember there was a little bit of like a thriller aspect to that, but it wasn't a martial arts film. Yeah. So.
I don't know. It just bothered me. The way that the handheld stuff bothered me, man. Like it just really did. Now I'm sure I'm in the minority of that. But I don't know. I mean, action movies need to stop putting the Raid on their posters.
Yeah.
Stop this. Even from Indonesia. Stop it. No, take that off. If you don't have that level of excitement, violence, and action and balls to the walls entertainment, take the Raid off of your poster. Okay?
Or you can make another really badass martial arts thriller that,
You could.
I've heard, I'm not sure, I've heard, like, for example, Opportunity Cost, right? Timo, I've heard, wants to do a spin-off of The Night Comes for Us with Julia Stell, and he couldn't get anyone to fund it.
Right.
So they fund something like this instead. So that's our opportunity cost that we have to take into consideration.
Okay. Well, whatever works. As long as we get, some more badass movies from Indonesia, I'm all for it. But I got to be honest with this one, man. The plot, it just was dragging. I already checked out with the whole pregnant thing. And just the movie seemed really slow, man. And then when we finally got to action, dude, I just wasn't satisfied. There were moments here and there throughout the action scenes where I was like, all right, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that's okay. You know what I mean? Let's go. Let's go, man. Balls to the wall. Let's do it, man. Like let's get excitement. This should be balls to the wall excitement here.
They had the opportunity. Okay. And this is where I started to get a little excited when they have the montage of the assassins. That was their chance. When they show the doing their own thing, and I'm like, ooh, I'm like, and they all get a text message, and they're all ready to start rolling against our make. I'm like, all right, here we go, baby. No, because if they would have came through with that ending and would have had a solid finale, I'd give it a thumbs up. This movie, if they just came through with the finale,
yeah, especially when this badass motherfucker shows up. When you got Yan Yan in here, man, that's when I really started. Ooh, I'm awake now. I'm awake now, movie. Oh, it's about to go down. When in my favorite fight in the movie, believe it or not, my favorite fight out of this entire film, nothing in the third act, nothing in the finale. It's the railroad track fight.
Yeah.
This is my favorite fight in the whole entire film. Because I love how it was different, and you saw it from the perspective of the guy sitting in the car seat, and you saw everybody brawling on the outside. That was different. I really like that. And then Yan Yan shows up, has a pretty good fight with a Gundala on the outside, and then after he gets thrown 30 feet, he's like, "All right, I'm out. I'll get you later." But that's the best fight in the movie for me. And when all the assassins are introduced, like you were saying, I got so excited when I saw these badass motherfuckers. This dude, look at this blade. Look at these blades. I was so excited. And then when everybody started fighting at the end, it was okay. Mm-hmm. It was okay, man. Like this dude right here, what did he fight? Gundala for 5 seconds? He barely fought the guy. He swiped at him a few times. That was it.
The one that really kind of disappointed me was a violin player. It's so like eccentric and quirky. I'm like, damn, a violin player assassin who fights with a violin, like part of his violin or something.
Yeah.
I was like, this is gonna be sweet. And just when it's starting to roll, then he gets hit by a truck.
I don't know. Maybe that was put in there for comedic purposes. Yeah. I don't know. Probably, but yeah, he was actually kicking Gundala's ass there for a while.
I was like, man, I like this dude.
But yeah, dude, the camera work, a lot of it's just really bad. Like, this shot looks good because it's still. When you watch the movie, it's terrible. And, I'm sorry. I hate to be a Debbie Downer here, man. But it's just like, when I don't know, man. What am I missing? Am I missing something?
No.
What am I missing here? Help me out here.
There's another aspect to that finale that I'd never seen in movies. It was the continuity errors in the final fight, where you'll have our main character and he's fighting the dude with the knives, and they're fighting. We're starting, I'm getting juiced up and getting lathered up. I'm like, all right, we're like 20, 30 seconds into the fight, and then it cuts to show the pharmaceutical trucks or the pregnant women in line, and then it cuts back, and I'm ready to see him finish off the knife dude, but he's fighting someone else.
Yeah.
And the dude with the knives just disappears for a while. I found that to be real odd.
That's true. He did disappear, and he came back later.
And they do that like 2 or 3 times in that final fight, where they're like I guess the assassins will fight him a little bit and then just walk away and not fight him again. It was weird.
Yeah, it's probably editing issues.
Yeah.
Ranjit says, Gundala is the first superhero movie from Indonesia. They're building their own cinematic universe. I've spoken with Hannah El-Rashid and Zach Lee at great lengths about this movie. So yeah, even Hannah, she's badass, but I thought she was wasted in this movie too. I feel like everyone's wasted in this movie. There are moments where the fighting is fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. I just don't like the camera work, man. Here's the thing. I want to be excited. I want to watch a badass superhero doing badass martial arts. you know. And I think it be coming from Indonesia, maybe my expectations were too high, you know, and I expected The Raid meets X-Men. I don't know.
Well, I
But all I
wanted
got to
this
say,
movie.
all I got to say is I watched like 15 reviews, and every single one of those reviews, they love this movie. And I'm searching. What did I miss? That's why I wanted to do this video. That's why I wanted to talk about it and have you here with me, Eric. But dude, I was just, you know, I'm kind of running out of things to say here.
I think the abruptness of the ending of the fights is also a problem.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You gotta stretch them out a little bit more to have that lasting impact. I think that was missing too, especially from the final half hour.
Dude, the assassins could have saved the movie for me, like you
Yeah.
said. If it was a long, badass, dragged out fight that was violent and satisfying, I think that's it. The fights weren't satisfying. You know, like I said, I watched one of the reviews I earlier. The guy was like, "Yeah, man, and the action's really good. They got that like Jackie Chan type fight choreography going." And I love me some Jackie Chan. I was like, "Blip. All right, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Let me go to somebody else. What are you talking about, dude?" Yeah, just, you know, I think this movie gave me blue balls. It gave me blue lightning balls. You know,
Blue lightning.
You can't introduce shit like this and then have the guy fight for like 5 seconds, man.
Yeah.
And then like I think you said in your review, because I finally came to your review, and I think you brought up a good point. Like you just said a couple minutes ago, like they would literally in the middle of the fight, they would cut to the pregnant women having their issues. It's like, no, stop cutting away from the fight. You know, show the fight.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, I don't know, man.
Also, I think
Yan Yan showed up. I got too excited. This was a great fight right here. And after that, that was it, man. That really was it for me. So,
yeah, director Ranji pointed out that his name is Sisip Arif Rahman.
Oh, I'm sorry.
From the Raid 2, yeah.
Thank
I
you.
know.
Thank you, Ranjit. Sorry about that. I'm just too annoyed. I'm too annoyed to get things right now.
I think maybe they could have streamlined the plot a little, simplify it a little bit since it's the first film.
What is this, 2 hours? How long was this movie, man?
But they had a lot of subplots going on, I think, and too many characters. You streamline it a little bit to kick it off, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Thank you, Ranjit. I don't know what I was saying. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was too annoyed earlier. But yeah, that was the best fight in the movie. I think CSEP was wasted. You know, like,
well, the ending.
The editing.
I mean, I'm assuming they're gonna have a throwdown at the end of this movie.
Yeah.
And they fought for like 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Then he electrocuted him.
Yeah. The schoolgirl chick, the Harley Quinn of the movie.
Yeah.
She just got thrown somewhere. That was it. You know, I don't know, man. But Wonder Woman showed up, so that was okay. We got to see Wonder Woman. I don't know, man. Let me go back and look at my notes. Let's see if I'm missing anything here. But yeah, underwhelming camera work is what I put here. An underwhelming finale. And and here's the big moment. The big moment. Gundala's about to show all these motherfuckers what his power is all about. And he does his big, huge Super Saiyan lightning power moment. And he just broke bottles. I was getting bored, man. I was just really bored. I was just like, all right, he broke bottles. Okay. Maybe that would have been cool if he used his lightning powers and went Super Saiyan on all the villains after an awesome finale fight. Maybe they got the upper hand on him at some point, and then he went Super Saiyan. You know what would have been fun? Hold that thought. You know what would have been fun? If the villain the whole time was faking it. He was faking being crippled. And then out of nowhere, after Gundala destroys all the bad guys, out of nowhere, he's not crippled anymore. And he just is badass martial artist, and this is like this greatest fight ever. That would have been great. That would have definitely woke me up. But no, we got to cut to see what the pregnant women are doing. And let's have Gundala break bottles.
So I think they blew by this real fast.
Yeah.
The guy on the wall. and they got his head in a crystal thing.
Right.
The whole plan, or part of the plan, was to break those things. Because didn't they break when Gundala used his superpower to break the bottles? So did they make the bottles the same frequency as the head in the? I don't know. I got a little lost there. I thought that was part of the, because remember he says only one person could break this and set him free, and then after Gundala did his finishing move on the bottles,
oh yeah,
all of a sudden it was free.
I think you're onto something.
So that was part of their plan too. So they knew that he was going to do that.
They also kept mentioning. I didn't even think about that at that point. I was just kind of like, when is this movie over? But yeah, if you think about it, they even had that one guy even has his main villain number 2 has that one line. He doesn't know who he truly is. So they know some shit. So yeah, I think you're onto something there. I think that was a plan to get him to rage and crack the seal so they could put the decapitated head back on the body. I want to see that guy's powers. Believe it or not, out of all the issues I have with this movie, I'm actually excited for the sequel. I want to see the next one. I want to see more superhero films from Indonesia.
They can make it after they allow Timo to direct The Night Comes for Us. If they keep not giving him money to do that, I'm going to continue being annoyed. I'm just being honest.
You know, it's. I feel like I felt with Mortal Kombat, where I'm more excited for the sequel of Mortal Kombat. With all the issues I had in Mortal Kombat, I'm actually excited for the sequel because there's a chance to improve things. You know what I mean? And that's kind of how I feel about Gundala. There's a shot. We got a shot, man.
Yeah.
We this is their first entry. Well, second entry if you want to count the 1981 film. But first entry in this new universe they're trying to establish. And now they can really improve and make it even more amazing and fantastic. And again, it's not about the budget. Not about the budget at all. I'm watching Ultraman right now.
Yeah, I watched the first 3 seasons of Ultraman, and
I'm trying to catch up to you. Yeah, I'm watching Ultraman, which had no budget.
Yeah.
And I'm having fun, and I'm laughing at, of course, the goofiness and the ridiculousness of those shows, but I'm having fun though. I'm entertained. And that's the problem with Gundala, is it has its moments of entertainment, but it just really lost me in plot. And it is what it is, though. Oh, hold on a second. Let's see what Ranjit has to say. Ranjit says, "Samurai, kill yourself and your family, and you've been banned from." At the end, he says, as the first superhero entry for Indonesia, I don't think it's a bad effort. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, like. We are not saying this is a horrible movie.
No,
believe it or not.
No,
I don't think this is a horrible movie. It's just it's disappointing to me, but I don't think it's horrible. There are way worse.
Oh yeah,
puke. I'm talking putrid puke superhero flicks out there. This is not Catwoman. Okay,
no.
This is not Elektra. All right.
No.
All right. This is what, I believe it or not, I bought this to show support, and I still don't really regret buying it. Will I watch it again? Probably not. But it's not one of those movies where I was like, oh, well, that was a mistake. Hey, Eric, you want a free movie? You know what I mean? So it's not one of those to me. But I still was left wanting. It was way too long. I need way more action sequences that don't require special effects. You don't need the lightning, but give us some badassity here. You know what I mean? There's moments of it. There's moments of it. Were there any other fights that you liked in the movie besides the train track?
The kids fight in the alley was actually pretty good. It was short, but it kind of surprised me a little bit with the little kids breaking out some moves. I kind of like that scene.
That older kid that rescued him and taught him martial arts, he has to be a character from the comics. Because they even zoom in on his face as he turns around, like we're supposed to know who that is. So you never know. We may see him in the future,
Yeah.
And hopefully, the main villain that shows up at the end of this movie, hopefully he's badass and we get a better, more satisfying throwdown in the sequel. This Wonder Woman here, she's badass. She like
Mm-hmm.
fucked up the car like it was
Yeah.
nothing. Hopefully we get to see her movie. Hopefully her movie's badass.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what Samurai says because the film was a success. It's a huge success, and there's a lot of fans for it. And I'm very happy for everyone's success in the movie. And I'm very happy for everybody involved. I mean, obviously, it took a lot of hard work and dedication to do this type of movie. I just was disappointed. That's all. And the name of the show is Was It Really That Good? You can like the movie, you could be entertained by it, you can love it, but is it really that good? That means we compare it to the Rotten Tomatoes scores, and we answer that question. So, was Gundala really as good as 83%? That's very high. That's extremely high. Is it as good as that, chat? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. 83%. Especially when you put into context that Blade, 1998, is 55%. This is already a travesty in its own right. Like, this is already bad. But if you want to put this in perspective here, Blade, 55%. Pregnant women that's going to have evil children, 83%. I'm going to have to say it's not that good. I'm going to have to be honest. There was entertaining moments for sure. There were things that I liked for sure. But that's a little too high. So, Eric, do you agree or you feel like that's all right? You can leave it there.
No, it's not. It's not 83%. And I was going into this like I said, I'm a pretty big fan of this director.
I want to see, after what you told me, I want to watch this director's, all his horror movies, man.
Yeah, at the
I'm
worst,
excited.
At his worst, he's still watchable. Yeah, I think The Forbidden Door might actually have like an all-region DVD available on eBay. But I mean, I need a Blu-ray of that bad, man. We need it bad because it's a phenomenal horror film.
Which one is it again?
The Forbidden Door.
Oh, I want to see that.
Yeah, it's great.
Nice.
But so coming into this, I was like, oh, it'll be good. It's Joko Anwar.
All right.
But I was a little disappointed by his writing in this one because he was trying to cram so much in. But hopefully he finds his footing, you know what I mean, with the sequels.
Like I said, even though I was disappointed, I'm excited for the sequel. I know that doesn't make sense, but I just am. But let's see here. We got Jake Hall gives it a 65. All right. Certified fresh there. There we go. Luquito, 65. Let's see. We got Ranjit even gives it a 65 to 70. So there you go. Alan gives it a 60. Okay. Nice. So there you go. I think everybody else agrees that it's not that good as 83%. That's a little bit too high. So there we go. Man, this was a short episode today. Was there anything else you wanted to talk about the film? Like the lead guy. Like the cinematography. Perfectly fine with special effects were fine. A lot of people said the special effects were atrocious. I was like, what movie are you watching?
No,
are you serious?
Fine.
Have you seen a movie called Puma Man? All right. Puma Man. This movie's not Puma Man. I was just a little disappointed in it. The soundtrack was solid too. Everything was good.
Yeah.
Everything was good. It was just too long. Script needed work, and the action scenes left me wanting. So, and we needed violin Joker guy to be around. We wanted violin Joker character to live and be a lot longer.
I'm looking up this lead actor.
Okay.
He was in. Come on, where's he was in The Night Comes For Us. It's Fatih.
Okay. You look familiar.
Yeah, some of his other stuff I haven't seen though, but at least he was in that flick.
Yeah. I'm sure he'll be in a lot more.
Yeah.
Plus, the success of this movie, he's going to be in the sequel and who knows how many more of these movies. especially the crossover flicks.
I like his physique. He seemed kind of very believable badass that could, whoop a bunch of people. So I like that.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited for the next one. And if they actually pull it off and they get their Avengers type movie and everybody's in there doing their moves and shit.
But I think they want Timo to do one of them. Do one of the movies.
They do?
Yeah.
Really? Interesting.
I think so.
Ranjit, which one, do you know which one Timo's doing? And we'll highlight your comment. Or they want him to do, so. That'd be cool.
I think I might be wrong, but I thought I read it's about like a superhero's kind of blind, which might be pretty cool with him at the helm. That's all I heard.
Kind of like, here we go. Timo's doing his with Eco.
Oh, well, I'm going to watch that. I'll watch that.
Holy shit. Yeah, we're not going to be disappointed with the action.
No, I doubt I'll be disappointed with that.
There's not going to be any cutting away to the pregnant women struggling with... and I'm sure Eco's character is not going to rage out and break bottles. And that's his superpower reveal at the end. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, Heather's Blu-ray of Dog Soldiers came in. All right, awesome. Got Keep Forward Productions in the house. Tradu says he was happy with Gundala, but he would say 60. If you were to rate it, would you give it 60?
No.
Excuse me.
I'd give it like a 50 maybe.
Like a 50? I still can't believe Blade is 50. What was that, 55? Can you believe this shit? Who the fuck is rating movies, man? Jesus Christ. Blade. Really? Jesus.
That was a movie that really kicked off the whole streak. That was even before X-Men, baby. That was no joke, that movie.
No joke. Oh, Heather gives it a 40. I don't know what I would get it. I don't know, man. I don't know. You said you give it like a 50?
Yeah.
I'll give it a 50.
Yes. Keep Forward Productions. It is not nearly as bad as Invincible Dragon.
Okay, what is going on with this? Please, what is happening with this? Because I saw, Anderson Silva on the cover.
Yeah.
And who else is in there?
Jin Zhang.
Jin, right. So I heard nothing but atrocious. You can tell me spoilers. I don't give a fuck. Well, not spoiler for the people that are watching.
So the director is a good quality. He's made some good stuff in the past.
Okay.
And he's trying to he did an action film, a martial arts film. It's hard to describe. I can't describe to you. Like, you actually have to sit down and watch it to understand.
Oh, no.
Like, the scenes, just in general, they just feel really stupid. And it's hard to explain exactly why.
So it's one of those movies that you have.
Yeah, but it's not fun stupid. It's like,
okay.
But I do suggest sitting down and watching it, because it's not really like most action movies. He tried to do his own thing, which sometimes can work. But in this case, I was just infuriated. Right.
Was the fighting at least good?
Parts of the fighting.
Parts. Did Anderson Silva actually act, or did they dub him over?
I thought he did. Act. I don't remember.
He's got a really light voice. He sounds like this in real life.
You should do a double feature of Invincible Dragon and Iceman 2: The Time Traveler.
No.
Which versus.
Versus? Which one's the worst? It's a whole new versus series now. Which one's the worst?
Versus Annihilation.
Versus
Part 1.
Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Dude, it would be me and you.
Yeah.
Like, no one else. Well, that might be actually kind of fun, actually. That might be fun. That actually might be kind of fun, actually. Rick Myers is like, no. He's like, no. You got no. No one's gonna show up to this.
No.
Movie. But that might be hilarious. I don't know. Maybe Tony might.
Yeah, yeah,
Tony and Chaos might, because they like
yeah,
watching bad B movies like us
yeah.
sometimes.
That's what we
So
would do. Yeah.
this is the worst movie ever. The winner for the worst movie of versus. That might be fun. That might be fun to do. Oh man. But yeah, this is gonna be a short one today. I guess we can go ahead and wrap it up. We usually wrap it up when it's an hour anyway. But yeah, disappointed with Gundala. It's definitely not as high as 83%. That's kind of ridiculous. However, I'm going to do the unthinkable here. I'm going to do something that you're not going to expect Samurai to do. I'm going to recommend it
No.
to you. I'm going to recommend it to you because there's a lot of fans of this movie and there's a lot of people that like this movie. So just because Samurai was disappointed, don't let
Yeah.
that detract you. Go out, watch it. And I'm just trying to kiss up to Ranjit because I just want to be friends still. So, oh, that's it. I got a notice right now.
Uh-oh.
Yep, I have been blocked by Ranjit. I have been blocked. That's it. Damn it! Fuck. Oh man, Sonny Pang's blocked me now too.
Oh,
God
no.
damn it. No, seriously. On a serious note, though, remember Samurai's always honest now. But seriously, check it out. Hey, I made him laugh. We're still friends. Seriously, though, check it out, though. Check it out. You guys may love it. Remember, like, man, Samurai was smoking. But check it out. But I thank all you badasses for watching today and hanging out with us for the first episode of Is It Really That Good? Give me some suggestions. Yeah, give me some suggestions for some super de-duper future episodes of Is It Really That Good? Because it's easy to look for Is It Really That Bad episodes. Those are fun to do. But give us some suggestions, definitely. Message me on that Phat Samurai Guy page. Give me a message, and let me know. Give me some ideas for some future episodes. I think that'd be a lot of fun. I think somebody a while back asked me to do Dark Knight. That could be an episode. That could be. I just feel like everyone's done The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
And it being overrated. I think everyone's done that. So we could still just for shits and giggles, but I'm trying to look for something else, some classic out there or something that's just way, rated way too high. And then we watched the movie, we're like, what the hell was this? But yeah, check out Steak Island on Tubi. Steak Island, huh? Uh-oh. Sounds like a B.
What kind of movie is this?
It sounds like, here we go. It sounds like a B flick. Here we go. Debbie Does Dallas. Is it really that good? I guess we'll have to do research. Eric, go check that out. Oh, well, music and movies. We reviewed Captain Marvel a long time ago. And I highly recommend you check it out. Yeah, we reviewed that a long time ago. It's become a classic here on the channel. I have actually reviewed the Guyver 2 Electric Boogaloo Tradu. I did a review that on the Movie Dojo a long time ago. I might have to. What do you say, Eric? Have you seen this? Have you?
I saw it like 15 years ago when I was just getting into that explosion of watching a ton of movies.
Yeah.
I don't think I was seasoned enough to get it yet. I thought when I saw it, I thought the first half was great. And the second half was less so, and it ended up being a little disappointing to me. But I bet you I'd like it more if I saw it again.
Maybe a better second watch.
You have to eliminate the hype. You got to eliminate it going in.
I've never seen it, so maybe. Oh, here's a good one. Here's a movie I haven't seen in years. I'm talking.
I always thought Tron was underrated. Maybe I haven't been looking at the ratings.
All right, we got to check the ratings. Is the ratings for Tron high, though?
I can't believe it would be high.
It can't be high. If it's high, Ranjit, maybe we'll look into it. But if it's not high.
Tron 1982. Because I feel like I like it a lot more than everyone else. Oh, it's 72% on Rotten Tomatoes. It might qualify. Tron Legacy could not have gotten good.
I was a little samurai though, man, when I used to watch it, so I don't remember. If I watched it now, Tron would be. I would feel like I was watching Tron for the first time.
I watch Tron every year.
Oh my God! Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, we've been split on here before. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I like movies where I could get into a different world. That's why I like Legend so much, because
Yeah.
it's simplistic script, but I am in that world, man.
Yeah. We will not be doing this one. So.
No. If anything, it's underrated.
It's okay, Samurai. We won't be Samurai Warriors. We won't. I can't do that one. Sorry. Man, I'll stay hands of fate.
Ugh. I couldn't even sit through that.
You couldn't do it, huh?
I love B movies, but that's
It's another level. It's another level, man. I highly recommend the Mystery Science Theater version, though.
Yeah.
They're cracking jokes.
They make everything a little easier.
Yeah, that's how we saw it. Is it really good? Oh, come on now. I actually have this on Blu-ray, and I'm fired for not watching it yet because it looked hilarious. It looked really funny. But yeah, join that Phat Samurai Guys group page. We have fun over there. Everyone posts stuff. We all hang out. If you haven't, make sure you head over there. But the official That Phat Samurai Guy page, you can send me messages there for some future episodes of Is It Really That Bad? Or Is It Really That Good? Yeah, we're going to do that. 51% for Legacy. Now, what do you think of Legacy?
The problem with both of those movies is they bite off more than they can chew in terms of philosophy. They should just keep it as an undercurrent. You don't even need to talk about it, because the structure of the film, you already have that God-man, relationship thing going with the users and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You don't even need to talk about it, and it's there. You know what I mean? I think they should. What I want to see like Gareth Evans direct Tron 3, streamline action movie with a streamlined plot and story, and leave the philosophical stuff as the undercurrent. Nobody, get rid of all the exposition, and just make it legit entertainment.
No more CGI Jeff Bridges.
Yeah, I did like Legacy though. For the record, I did like it.
Dude, the music.
Oh yeah,
and the visuals is really the only reason I bought that movie, because it's really nice. Well, believe it or not, Ranjit, I've never seen Apocalypse Now. I have it on 4K. Sumo got it for me. So
remember, there's a few different endings there. You have to pick which one you want to watch.
Oh, great.
But look, one was probably on a special feature though, so you could probably watch both endings.
Deep Throat. Let's do that one. Yeah, next week. Well, this was a blast. Always fun hanging out with you, brother. And you're down for Thursday, right?
Yeah.
The big versus throwdown. Aliens versus Terminator 2. Make sure you guys are there this Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific time. But tomorrow, we are going to have a documentary director, filmmaker, April Wright, is going to be hanging out with us tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Make sure you guys join. And we're going to be talking about her documentary about stunt women, the untold story, and just a bunch of badasses, man. Bunch of badasses in there, making I feel like a pussy after watching that. After watching that documentary. So that's tomorrow, guys. So 6 p.m. Pacific time. See you tomorrow. Watch Gundala.
Mm-hmm.
Ranjit, are we still friends? Are you? I'm a ham. All right, guys. Take care. We'll see you guys next time. Peace out.